What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at the current coin market cap, and I will be going into some very interesting stuff in regards to DueDEX. As you guys know, I love to use DueDEX. It's the first website that I've actually found where I can short Bitcoin as well as long Bitcoin, which most websites do, but I can also leverage trade this cryptocurrency, basically opening up doors to making more money with less margin, which just ultimately sounds amazing. So I want to discuss that with you guys. For those of you that don't know, as you can see right here, DueDEX opened up something called the Risk Manager, and I kind of want to go into a little bit of it, my experience with it, what it talks about, and then maybe in a future video we'll actually do an in-depth analysis on this feature. But I think it'll be quite useful, and that's why I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention. Also, in regards to the market and the technical analysis, some very interesting things are happening along the cryptocurrency space. As we know, Bitcoin is topping off, hitting a strong resistance at $9,400. Litecoin is blasting through to the upside. This is huge news, guys. Definitely make sure to pay attention to that, as well as XRP doing some very astronomical things. Quite interesting. I think it's going to be a great episode. With that being said, definitely make sure to watch it to the end. Make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I will see you right after this. Alright guys, so if you look at yesterday's video, we're actually doing amazing with this video, up 2.6k views in one day, doing amazing compared to the market right now. We're starting to get a lot more momentum hitting the market compared to, previously when we were in kind of a drought because of the fact that the cryptos were pretty much down, not really moving in any great direction, so the viewership is kind of disappearing. But awesome to see this. I do want to go into a couple of things. Also want to shout you guys out for finally breaking 13.3k on our way to 14k and eventually 20,000 subscribers. It's going to be awesome. Otherwise, there are a couple of new things I do plan on adding to the channel fairly soon. It's in the works. I'm talking with an editor and videographer, so some cool things are going to be created, as well as I do want to have some interviews with a couple of other people that know quite a bit on XRP, and I know you guys want to see that. But otherwise, yesterday I made some interesting video that what's coming next for XRP and Bitcoin is going to be huge, and I really do think we should talk about that. More specifically, you can see on the thumbnail that Bitcoin is seeing some very interesting moves. Clearly a resistance up here and then a clear support or uptrend at the bottom. And I've been told day in and day out to slow down my voice and my talking, so I will try to work on that as well. But there's a lot of stuff and I'm trying to cram it all into one video, and I don't want it to be a 25-30 minute video because I know you guys would get bored sick of it. So that's why I try to kind of keep it a little more fast paced. You guys always have that option of rewinding it and watching through it if it's a problem. But otherwise, out of the top 10 cryptocurrencies, you can see a couple of interesting things. All the markets are up, everything is in green. We're looking fairly nice, but for the most part, we're kind of on a consolidation pattern. That seems to be the same case for all these cryptocurrencies. You can also see Litecoin is the only one that's really doing well, up about 5%. Some of the other cryptos like Ethereum Classic and Cardano are doing okay, but you can see Litecoin in regards to its technical analysis is really drifting away from its rock bottom support, or this uptrend that we've been using for pretty much a month now. And I want to go into specifics as to maybe where we plan on going as we head towards the future, and where the other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP are going to probably head. So I guess we'll start off with Bitcoin. You guys can clearly see the comparison with Bitcoin and Ethereum. These are very similar in regards to the way they're trending. XRP a little bit different. So to sum up Bitcoin and Ethereum, being that they have some very big similarities, we do have this uptrend and we are kind of capped at a resistance. And if we scroll back on Ethereum, you can see where it shows that being such a strong resistance area. You also know within Ethereum and Bitcoin, we're also very close to being overbought, if not already overbought. Same thing here, the uptrend with a strong resistance. We're quite a bit away from this actual uptrend, and you can see we were nearing overbought on the RSI. As we scroll back, you can see the clear resistance that this yellow line holds and possesses. So ultimately it does show that, consolidation or some correction, slight movement to the downside, a very short-term one, would ultimately be in effect for this cryptocurrency before we see any potential rise to the upside. So merely all I'm looking for is some sort of retestment here and then a breakthrough. It's a very small one, maybe a short and then a swing to the upside and a long position here. And then you can see with this movement right here, we would basically be acting in a setting a new higher low. This would be the 1, 2, 3, and then this would be the fourth higher low as explained in yesterday's video in the thumbnail, which you guys can see right here, this one being the fourth one. So in reference to that, that's what I'm expecting to see. I mean, there's a very high chance we could also see sideways movement, but I ultimately think the markets do need to come down some and calm down just a tiny bit to basically open up the doors for what could be the next ultimate big breakout in the crypto space. Now, in regards to Litecoin trading quite oddly, yeah, we did break resistance. I mean, we could probably move this resistance up ever so slightly. That's definitely a possibility. I mean, this is definitely an option, or we could just leave this one down here and open a new one. As I scroll back into the previous trends, you can see we do kind of use that as a bit of a resistance and support. You can see that problem zone here, and then maybe ever so slightly a little bit, I would say at more or less $72. And then you can see we do use that right here. There's quite a bit of support here and resistance here. So if I just nab this in right there, you can see what it is I'm referring to. I'll change it to yellow so it matches. But you can see where this rides on here as a support, where this rides as it as a resistance. You can see where we're kind of capping off right here. So in a way, it kind of looks similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum's chart in the way they're trending. You can see right here, very similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yes, they've been hanging out there longer, but Litecoin seems to be doing that same thing. Also take note that we are extremely overbought right now within Litecoin, so that does give us more affirmation that we're probably going to correct down some, if not trade out sideways before we see any major, run or rally. So that does give me reason to believe maybe a short or some sideways movement is definitely necessary. We're starting to see that within Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it's just to get us a little bit lower on the RSI to allow us to break up even higher. Obviously, if you guys wanted to put in a long position and leverage it for the next week or two, you'd probably end up profiting quite a bit. I don't think we're going to be breaking to the downside any real time soon. Now, in regards to XRP, you can see we're definitely retesting a very critical zone. We still have set higher lows. I mean, this one is a little bit picky right now. This is a low. This is a low. This is a low. I don't know if I would consider this to be a new low. This one is still higher than the previous one. So this may be still an uptrend. We may see, or I'll take this one, and maybe I can extend it something along the lines of this being the uptrend more or less, because you can see how well it does also work with the uptrend here. Yes, we have the small dip below it, but for the most part, we're still trending above this line. And ultimately, we are still battling that high-low MMA. So if the support does hold fairly well, we should be able to break outside of here, inevitably shoot up. It seems to be acting indifferently than than the rest of the market. XRP is up about 1.2. And it's kind of a little, I mean, it looks very similar to the price graphs of the other cryptos, but when you look at the trend right here, we kind of see different. And if we throw on that resistance right here, which we do have a little bit of history with, a very, very small amount of history, it doesn't seem like we would be falling or anything like that. You can see the resistance support right here. So yeah, there is some history. It is fairly similar with the other altcoins now that I noticed that. Just to scroll back really quick, yeah, there may be a chance of a small break to the downside. It's not like we couldn't see that. We've seen it in the past. Yeah, we didn't break through here, but if I scroll up to this one, you can see where we have candles above here. So ultimately, if I was to kind of figure out how this market's going to be forming, we have an uptrend with a resistance up here, very high chance that we could be breaking bearish, a very short-term movement to the downside, followed by what could be consolidation or a rally to the upside. But I think in order for this coin to head higher, we need more consolidation and sideways movement. XRP is the only one that looks kind of well off on the RSI. Otherwise, to jump into DueDEX, the platform that I've been using for quite some time now, I don't know if you guys noticed when I mention DueDEX in practically all my episodes, I've never really noticed they added this little thing right here. You can see we have limit, we have market, then the other one is conditional, but they just added this feature right here, this risk manager feature. As you can see, it looks pretty freaking neat. in regards to what column it just opened up here, and I kind of want to discuss that with you. Also, when you guys do check out DueDEX's website, you can see be a part of the 1% with the DueDEX Risk Manager, the elite trading tool designed for statistical market edge. You can start trading right now, and this was their exclusive access. There's actually a major group about DueDEX down below that I'm actually in on Telegram, which is wild. It's got like over 150 something people, but it's pretty awesome. Definitely check them out. And I kind of want to discuss with you, as I found their article here posted 3 days ago, what exactly this is, because this is new to me, and I don't want to come out expressing that I know a ton of information about here when it's the first time I've actually heard about it. So I kind of want to take this time to read this with you and give you guys my first-person thoughts without really any bias as towards reading this or, news from the company. This is coming straight from me. And then, if I like this, I may actually implement it. There's a good chance I am going to like it, and that's why I wanted to share this with you. Now, if you guys haven't already, definitely make sure to check it out. It is the first link in the description if you want to check out the Risk Manager trading and basically the website itself. You basically get eventually brought to a page like this after you're done signing up, and it's pretty awesome. It's fairly beginner, and they do, like I said, offer a trading bonus, I believe about $70. Everything is linked in the description. It also helps support the channel, so I do greatly recommend and appreciate all those who have signed up and all those who are going to sign up. It's awesome, and you really got nothing to lose, especially if you want to trade around with a trading bonus. You can get like $70 to trade around with, and then you just leverage it by 10 times, and you can get up to $700 in potential trading, which is pretty much risk-free. You won't lose anything. So if you consider it like that, it's pretty awesome. When you leverage trade it above, then you have the chance of losing your original investment. But you can see DueDEX is proud to launch the first of a kind DueDEX Risk Manager and automated risk management solutions for traders to manage risk percent on equity or on account equity. So you can take profit, stop loss, quantity, or order-based risk level. So I think that's what they've added in now, which is new. I've mentioned before stop losses and things like that when I show DueDEX. It was in reference to other people trading other cryptocurrencies, because I do refer to XRP and Litecoin and Ethereum. And as we know, DueDEX doesn't currently have that. So you can stop loss on those other websites like Coinbase Pro, I believe, Binance too. But you can see right here that now they've finally implemented this risk management system, which is awesome. A lot of you guys have been asking about that, but now you guys can actually put in a risk management system. So you can see this is where the tab is, Risk Manager right here. Then you can select the order type, which is right here, limit or market. You can take profit and stop loss. In this step, based on users take profit and stop loss preference, the upper and lower close price of the orders are set. Users can either use the profit rate or loss rate, and then options or the set price directly. Users can either slide the bar or directly fill in the percentage to change it, which is pretty awesome, as you can see in the photo right here. They then have placing the order, and that's pretty much it. Otherwise, I think it's pretty awesome that they've included this feature to now allow me to take profit if we're capitalizing a movement to the upside, as well as a stop loss in regards for risk. If we do fall to a certain low, it will sell off before it ends up getting liquidated on DueDEX's account. But it's pretty awesome. I'm glad they added that feature. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.